I have been on there, and I'm happy to be on these other podcasts, but I don't get those invites. I did get that one invite from that Salty Gamer guy, and he was so embarrassed by how poorly he did on that podcast that he deleted it. I saved it. I have it. But he deleted it. So, and I see that guy pop up every once in a while, like in a retweet, and people are making fun of him. It's like, I think that's a character. I don't know if I don't know about all that now. It's like, did I get sucked into like some sort of meta game? Do people really act like that? I don't think so.
You unlock this door with a simple registration. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of memes. A dimension of trolls. A dimension of morons. You are moving into a dimension of both factual and unfactual information, of rumours and hopes. You just crossed over into YouTube Fanboy Zone.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. So Sony have announced that they're going to up the cost of the PlayStation 5 2 years after its release. Yes, they're going to actually bump up the cost of old technology. Technology has been out for 2 years. They're just going to crank up that hardware cost, even though they reported that they're making profit from the cost of the PlayStation 5 right now, which Xbox have announced, and I'm not sure if actually Nintendo ever have, but have announced that they don't make profit from their console sold, but PlayStation do, and they was quite proud of it last year. Almost a year exactly this time last year, they was quite proud that they was making profit from their PlayStation 5 consoles, yet they have still upped the cost of their console. So before I begin, let's get one thing straight. You will see a lot of fanboys with no clue blaming inflation. Why? Because it's an excuse not to blame Sony, but to blame something or someone else. This is the Sony fanboy way. Truth is, inflation happens when there is A, a demand for a product, B, when consumers are willing to pay. Keyword is willing. Now, PS fans seem to claim, well, gas is going up, energy, rent, etc, etc. Yes, that would be A, demand for a product. More people in the world, more demand for housing. More people in the world, more demand for gas. More demand for electricity. Now, the situation with essentials, the consumer is over a barrel. You are not going to pay your rent or electricity or gas, etc, etc. That's why there are regulators who are there to regulate the price increases. That's why a famous German financial advisor said, basically inflation is a tax on the poor. Consumer products, however, are completely regulated by the company, and the profit 100% returns to them. So when Sony raises game and console prices, these increases are not going anywhere except Sony's pockets. So in most situations, the company will absorb the cost, like Xbox have and Nintendo and Steam Deck have. They didn't announce a price increase. Actually, they said they're not going to increase the prices. They will absorb the costs. Sony didn't, because Sony greed. Sure, let's be honest, it sure is. Well, you best believe they will take money where they can. The company that charges devs for crossplay, charges for game updates, charges for BC, charges for more for games, charges for cloud saves, reluctant to do refunds, doesn't make peripherals compatible, and now charges more for its inferior product than its rival. So without further ado, let's look at some of the social media's most boot-licking Sony fanboys. That's what we're all here to see, because we sure like to laugh at them. So first up we have the man, the fanboy, the walking contradiction, King Thrash. Yes, we have King Thrash first. Now, if dick pics offend you, then be prepared, because we're about to see King Thrash's face. And if you are unaware who King Thrash is, this is the PS fanboy that claims he only ever tells the truth.
Yeah, I live and die by the truth. You know what I mean? So I just go by what I see, what I like, what I talk about.
However, he was 100% in the belief that Kojima was making the Abandoned game.
Abandoned is made by Blue Box. Blue Box is nothing more than Kojima and Blue Point. They put Blue Box together, Blue from Blue Point, and Box from the fucking box in Metal Gear, something that Kojima used to hide or to deceive the enemies in Metal Gear. Iconic. He even shows this and hints this in Death Stranding for no reason.
So you can already kind of grasp the kind of guy we're working with here. So firstly, let's look at when Xbox raised the price of Xbox Live Gold. They doubled it to $120 a year. Let's see his take. on that.
You know, we talking about Xbox Live. Nigga, we are talking about Xbox Live and how these niggas been fucking y'all niggas the fuck up. Look, I told y'all niggas that price is gonna go up. On Game Pass too, I guarantee you Game Pass is next. See, what y'all don't realize is they're trying to get you. Xbox just became a worser place to play. It was already the worst place to play. Now it's worse, nigga. You gotta pay $120 a year to play Fortnite, my nigga. Do you understand me, my nigga? You know, that's more than most, what people don't realize, that's more than what most casual motherfuckers spend. You understand what I'm saying? That's more than what most casual gamers spend on a game a year. Them niggas will buy one game and be straight or free. And them niggas are paying $120. I don't think y'all niggas realize just how bad it is. It's gonna make casuals go away, bro. It just is.
First off, Fortnite is free. It's free on Xbox, just like it is on PlayStation. You don't have to pay for it, even if you have Xbox Live or don't have Xbox Live. It's still free. So that narrative is already ruined as his. Secondly, I love the comment by another fanboy that's been made at the bottom of his chat that says, there is no reason for Sony to follow this. There's no reason for them to copy this. But the point they're both missing is that first they've capped for £70 games and like basically just made some reason why you're paying for quality with £70 games and yada 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 and inflation. But this whole nonsense is about them capping for the PlayStation being raised 2 years into its life. Its price of it's going up all around the world. The price of it, except America, it's not going up. Even though there's inflation worldwide, the inflation's not going up. It doesn't affect America for some reason on the PlayStation 5. Oddly enough, it just so happens it's the only place that's really competing sort of one-to-one with Xbox. And oddly enough, the cost of the PS5 doesn't go up in that territory. But everywhere else it does, because I know PlayStation has a good already market lead, and if they did lose gamers to the other side, it won't be enough to alter those results. They hope.
Boy King Threat Spectator once again in another video. Trash ass intro. Don't subscribe, don't subscribe. Look, check it. Why you say look so many times? Check me out, dog.
Check what out, ugly cuz?
The PlayStation 5
Okay.
price
Okay.
has went up by like $50. In some places, I think it's $30 in Europe due to the price of how much their money is worth.
Sound like a broke nigga problem to me.
Look. So what?
Oh,
So what?
fucking what?
Listen, it's okay.
It's gonna be all
You
right.
niggas can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Sony's hurting.
We gotta come together and help.
Sony fucking got chip shortages, and it's called supply
Here it come.
and demand.
Oh, dramatic effect ass nigga.
But then when the ball's clearly on the other foot, he seems to completely damage control the reason why PlayStation's raising their prices. And it's okay now to raise the prices. And if you can't afford it, you're broke. That's why. So when Xbox does it, it's bad. They can lose all their players. PlayStation does it, it's good. And, it's good for the business. And it's just called supply and demand. Which is, ironically, is what I've been saying earlier on. That's what inflation is. PlayStation is literally pushing inflation because the demand, which is where they've not had as many consoles in the market, which I think they've actually controlled, and it's down to them really if there's not enough consoles in the market, not anyone else. And then so that's the demand, and now the inflation is then putting the price up because to meet that demand, because they know lots of people want their consoles, they know they've been holding them back, now everyone wants their console. Let's push the price up now, shall we? Let's just be that extra greedy. They know everyone wants their consoles, been trying to get hold of them. Supply and demand, Thrash, you're right, and you've fallen right for it. And the thing is, you don't care. You're quite happy for Sony to overcharge you. Whereas if Xbox does it, it's just the death of Xbox, isn't it? It's bad. It's bad for gaming, bad for consumers. It's just, you cannot... The hypocrisy amongst these people, and it is to do with the low IQs. And that's enough of Kring Thrash. You know when you've got it bad, when you're quite openly wanting to look stupid for $1 billion corporation. Let's move on to Budget Christian Slater. Yeah, this is fella. Oh god, this guy caps so hard and tries to sound clever with it, which makes it even worse.
Video is going to be an interesting one because there are some things that I need to say. Obviously, if you haven't heard, you can tell by the title of this video that Xbox has now changed its pricing for Xbox Live Gold. They've essentially doubled the price. So now for Xbox Live Gold a year, it's $120. Now, I've seen people fucking losing their minds over this shit. PlayStation dudes going crazy over this shit. Xbox dudes trying to defend it, even though I don't really understand how you can defend it.
So firstly, we got you having a big old rant, a big complaint that Xbox is putting up, or increasing the price of Xbox Live Gold, and that seems to really offend you in the PlayStation fan base, as you've clearly pointed out. And you've got lots to say about it, because, you know, even though you don't own an Xbox, it seems to impact on you greatly. But you're confused how people can defend it, how Xbox gamers did defend it. Well, they didn't. They complained about it, and Xbox retracted the price rise on Xbox Live Gold, and reduced it back to how it was before. So there was no price rise, there was no price hike at all, because the Xbox fans shouted out and said, this is wrong, we're not going to pay it. So Xbox went, okay, fair enough, just pay regular. And that's how it is. It's how it usually is on Xbox. Every time Xbox does something bad, their gamers tend to just come out and go, yep, not doing that. Same sort of with PC gamers. PC gamers just generally do the same. Nintendo fans, not so much. They're sort of like the Sony fanboys. They just tend to keep quiet. But the Xbox fans usually just kick out, and Xbox just go back on it, just like the Kinect. The Kinect and the Xbox One sort of being bundled together. Then we had the DRM thing. There's been various scenarios, but I can't think of a single scenario where Sony's done something which is wrong, really, and anti-consumer for their own gamers, and the gamers have kicked that back and said something. In fact, they've always defended every single thing they've done. So on that note, let's now listen to Supernova, Damage Control, why the price hike for the consoles is okay.
And I want to be honest with you. When I heard this news about the PS5 prices increasing overseas and certain territories, I honestly didn't give a shit, right? Like, I don't fucking care. It doesn't really affect me because I already have a PS5 and because I live in America where the price isn't being adjusted. And honestly, I felt like it wasn't really that big of a deal. Like, prices of shit are going up everywhere. And we're coming out of this global pandemic, and I just kind of chalked it up as like, you know how when you have an earthquake, there are aftershocks? That this is just an after effect of the global pandemic that is affecting all kinds of shit.
So first he's to highlight that he didn't care about the price hike because it didn't affect him. Oddly though, he has a lot to say when Xbox is putting out Xbox Live Gold, the price of that, even though that doesn't affect him either, because it doesn't even own an Xbox. So that didn't affect him at all. Yet he had lots to say about that and was calling Microsoft out on it. This, he doesn't seem to think it affects him anyway, that prices are going up across Sony and nowhere else. It doesn't seem to affect him oddly, because he's selfish. Because he's already got a PlayStation 5, so who gives a fuck about anyone else? And of course, because he's American. Well, we can always count on Supernova to completely contradict himself. I mean, am I wrong? Supernova, have I said anything out of place?
Everything seems to be in order.
You know what's truly awful? That these people, Supernova, King Thrash, and even Saltiest Gaming, all do a podcast together. Can you imagine having that many idiots in the same podcast? All just saying the wrong stuff together and all agreeing on the wrong stuff together. Absolutely diabolical nonsense. All just shitting for a company. So I'm going to end that video in this video here. Bottom line is, these are companies. They make a lot of money. They don't care about you. What they can do is make good decisions, which will help you. But the bottom line is, they don't really give a shit about you. They don't know who you are. So please don't just throw them money. They're not a charity. They make a lot of money. Their bosses make a lot of money. Well, they all make a lot of money. And at this stage, with everything that's going on at the moment, it's really not an ideal situation to be throwing the money away, especially to companies that are openly greedy and really not giving any fucks. You know, at least Nintendo, Xbox, and the PC side have not come out and said, "Yep, we're doing anything." And the prices in things like GPUs and that is dropping. Everything else is dropping. Sony putting it up. The fanboys on the Sony side, please stand up, be counted, do something about it. Don't just let Sony just run away with this, because it will just push, and it is how inflation starts. They will raise that cap, and then everyone will have to follow suit. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, but it's been a bit of a mishmash and stuff. I've had loads on and I wasn't well and stuff. But look out for the podcast on Friday. Hoping to have Tim Dog on board. But thank you all for watching. Please put in the comments below what's your opinions on it all. And goodbye for now.